Welcome to the Nintendo Wiretap for Thursday, March 4th, 2021. On today's episode, we have yet another Switch Pro report, rumor, whatever you want to call it, this time coming from Bloomberg, so it might have some validity to it. So without further ado, let's take a look. Okay, another day, another Switch Pro rumor. Yeah, it seems like we're getting these pretty frequently. Nintendo is saying, hey, nothing's coming out this year, but we have big suppliers and big news organizations saying something very different. This time, we have a new report from Bloomberg News saying that there is a brand new Switch model coming later this year that's using a Samsung OLED display and has 4K capabilities when it's docked. So let's go through what we do know, and then let's kind of touch on what we don't know about the system. So if this report is to be believed, it's going to be a Samsung-produced OLED screen at 720p. So no 1080p upgrade on this screen. The screen is considerably bigger, though, at 7 inches instead of the Switch's current 6.2 inches. So keep that in mind. According to the report, because it's using an OLED display, it's going to consume less battery life. So that's a good thing, and OLED typically has better contrasts, darker blacks, so expect a much better looking picture overall if you're playing this in handheld mode, so all very, very good things. Now the next thing in this report is the 4K output when it's docked and in TV mode. A few things to take away from this as well. If I had to guess, this probably is not native 4K, but more than likely some sort of AI upconversion that's happening with a chip inside the dock. NVIDIA's been doing this, and it's absolutely fantastic with what they can do with this kind of upscaling technology. So if I had to guess, that's probably what's going to be happening here, but who knows? There's other smaller pieces of tech, like the NVIDIA Shield, that can do native 4K directly on it, so we might see some native 4K functionality as well, but like I said before, my guess is going to be some sort of upscaling solution on this one. So that's everything we know to be at least true if this report is in fact true. The things we don't know, like I said before, are what kind of hardware improvements are we going to see on this device? Is it going to be a Pro, or is it just going to be a nominal upgrade? I mean, we really don't know these things at this point. I mean, the report is very vague about what kind of chipset we would have in this, if there's going to be a new GPU. We really don't know any of that stuff, and I think the other big thing is, will this thing have new Joy-Con? With the terrible Joy-Con drift problems people have been having for years on the Nintendo Switch. And again, we really don't know that either. But according to this report, we should know more information on this pretty soon because they are claiming it's coming out by the end of this year. So keep in mind, Nintendo said they have no plans for any kind of Switch Pro or Switch upgrade or new hardware coming out this year, but Nintendo says that stuff all the time and they just release it anyway, so I'm guessing you can't really take all of that seriously. So that's everything we know about this report so far. Like I said before, I'm guessing this is going to be true. We're 4 years into the Switch's life cycle. We have new consoles from Sony and Microsoft that Nintendo is competing with, so having that extra horsepower is definitely not a bad thing. Let me know your thoughts on this one, if you think it's legit, if you think it's BS. Tell me what you want to see from a Switch Pro down in the comments below. And that's going to wrap up today's Nintendo Wiretap. I'll see you next time with yet another episode, but as always, until then, stay wired in. Bye, guys.